like price. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And tonight, I am so excited. We have just an incredible guest on the show today. This gentleman is helping thousands of people make money in their sleep. And I have been and had the pleasure of using this software, this Minotaur trading bot for the last couple of months. And I'm just super excited to share you with my community. Costas, this is the CEO of Minotaur Trading Bots. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm very well, Brad. Thanks for having us on the show.
Man, it is absolutely my pleasure. I know how busy you are. You were telling me off camera that you just, were in Dubai and now you're getting ready to head to Singapore for Token 2049. So thank you very much for taking a little bit of your very, very valuable time and sharing it with us.
No worries. Thanks very much. It's great to be on the show and to talk to your community about, what we've been doing together in the background and what we can potentially do for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just get right into it. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in this crazy world of blockchain technology? And, I think everybody here probably knows what a trading bot is, but at the same time, there's so many different types and so many different ways that you can maybe try to, use trading bots. Maybe talk a little bit about what is so special about the Minotaur trading bots as you're introducing yourself.
Yeah, I think it's good. And I think the best thing to start off is the distinction between bots, right? Bots essentially, all they are is the execution of a signal, right? It's an automated tool that executes a signal. The question is, where is that signal coming from? So to go back, when I first started in this crazy world, like you said, was pretty much last cycle. So my background was in TradFi. I was doing equity raising, capital raising for some funds here in Australia. And I was playing around with grid bots at the time. Now, if everyone knows a grid bot, it's a very mechanical way to set up an automated system. And these things, they work until they don't. And, I came in sort of mid-cycle and I was running these bots. And eventually what happened is when the market turned and the market corrected heavily, they ended up getting stuck out of grid. Anyone who's run a bot probably knows about what getting stuck out of grid means. It means all your money is up here and we're down here, and there's no way to end up taking profits. So, but what I did understand is that there has to be a better way to do this. The execution, the automation, this industry is driven by algorithms, but we need to be a lot smarter than setting up just a standard bot, right? So we kind of went underground and started working on a quantitatively designed trading bot system. What that means is we developed an algorithm. Now, an algorithm is something that's a lot smarter. An algorithm is able to be programmed by extremely high-level quantitative traders, quants, as they're known. And you can build a strategy, and then you can then connect that brain. We call it a smart bot, right? Because you're taking the brain of this quant and this engineering process and this coding process, and then we're placing that now into a bot, which is the execution and the automation. So we like to call that a smart bot. And what that's been able to do is, by focusing also particularly on Bitcoin, is we're able to create an automated trading system that is able to be cycle agnostic, right? It doesn't matter if we're in a bull run, in a bear market, if we're chopping sideways, the bot is going to place the right trades at the right time and continuously generate returns, essentially no matter what happens in the market.
Awesome. So you got in during the last bull market when those bots weren't working. You just decided to figure it out and create a trading system of your own.
Correct. That's pretty much it. So, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of hours. It took a lot of design and thinking and testing. And it's something that we brought to market this year. Probably around the 50K, 60K mark is when we really started releasing it to retail. And it's just performing really well. We've seen some huge sell-offs. One is happening right now, and maybe we can look at that a little bit later. I can show you how we're absorbing the dip in price.
Yeah.
But since then we've had the tariff news, which sent us from 110 down to 72. It performed amazingly during that. Actually, we make more money when the market drops aggressively. So this is always a fun time when the market has these corrections. And yeah, we're teaming up with people like yourself. We're giving you access to the algorithm to sort of test it and to see that it does what it says on the box.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was Warren Buffett that famously said, if you don't figure out a way to make money while you're sleeping, you'll work until you die. And,
Correct.
I love cryptocurrency investing. I've been in the market since, 2016 or so, and I've done extremely well just buying and holding. But there's something super special about having a system like this that I can put into place, that it's trading for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never sleeps. It never gets tired. It never gets hungry. I really love having something that is earning me passive income without me having to do anything except for just kind of keep an eye on the number in my bank account going up.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of having a system that's automated, right? It's something that we're removing the emotions, we're removing all the things that really affects. We're just removing the human element, right? And at the end of the day, this market is the majority of the trading that's happening is done by algorithms, and you can survive only so long as a discretionary trader, and sometimes it's just one trade that maybe you've had such a good run over a year or over 2 years. And you just make a mistake that one time because you get a little bit slack, you get a little bit undisciplined, you don't do your homework properly, and it all falls apart. So, we're kind of fighting fire with fire. If they're going to be using algorithms in order to drive, to move the markets, we need to have an algorithm as well. So another really cool thing that I'd like to add is that a system like this, it doesn't also take away what you're doing. So we do work with a lot of traders, a lot of day traders even. And what they found is that our system is a really good place to park their money, almost like a savings account, right? Because they can take their profits off the table with the trading that they're doing, and then they can put it into something like this, which is then working in the background automatically. So Minotaur does come in and solves a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I don't know if any of the people that are viewing this had some of the questions that I had, but I was a little nervous about getting it all set up properly, and how do I connect it to my account, and like how do I trust you guys and know that you're not going to take my money. And and the cool thing about it, guys, is like Minotaur can't mess with my funds even if they wanted to. The funds are in my exchange, in my account. They can't touch them. So but I was extremely impressed with the ease of getting it set up, and how you actually have somebody assigned to me that I can get in touch with, hop on a Zoom with, and that walked me through everything. And just amazing how fast and simple it was to get the bot, connected and working.
Yeah, correct. So there's only a few steps, but to come back to what you said, the biggest thing is the custody, right? So we're not a portfolio manager. We're not an account. You don't send us funds. Basically what we do is we just connect via API our TradingView algorithm. So we actually share the algorithm with your TradingView account. So you actually have access to the algorithm. And then we show you if you need assistance, basically how to connect that via API to your trading account. We work with all the major international exchanges, from Binance to Bybit to Coinbase to Kraken. The majority of them we can get a connection with. And then simply what the algorithm's doing is it's just taking over and entering and exiting those positions based on the access that you've given it. The other cool thing is that you can stop it at any time. You can control the trade. You can take out your funds. So you've got 100% full control at all times, which is really, really important in this space. Another, to come back to how I got started in crypto, I did a lot of dumb things. I staked altcoins on a lot of dumb platforms, and I got rugged, right? That's what happened. So we also wanted to create a product that eliminates that risk, right? Now, of course, there is some risk with exchanges. We've seen these things happen, but that's out of my control as a company, right? And you get to make the decision of which exchange that you think you trust, or you can, diversify, which is another option that a lot of people use. But, this product has really come out of a lot of the issues and hurdles and obstacles that we ran into last cycle, whether it was losing money using the wrong tool, or trusting people with coins that we shouldn't have. We've created a system that plugs all those holes and, in my opinion, delivers better results anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So when did this actually go to the public? It's been quite a while now that people have been able to use this system, right?
Yeah, so it's been 2 years. The latest version of the algorithm we've been running almost for the whole year in its latest update, and the settings that go along with it. One thing I wanted to explain is the algorithm, like you saw, I know Sebastian did your setup, and it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, right? So it's highly customizable.
Yes.
And yeah, we kind of go in there and give you a little bit of advice, a little bit of support on what we think is the best way to engineer the algorithm. Some people want to be a little bit more hands-on. Now, that doesn't mean in execution of trades. It just means a bit more that they might be really bullish, so they might create more of a bullish setup, right? Or someone might be very bearish or conservative and say, hey, I don't want to touch this for 2 years. We might set them up on some different settings. So we're there to help people get the results that they want. But our number one focus is capital preservation, obviously always protecting the underlying. And, Bitcoin does give us the opportunity to generate pretty significant returns over the long term, right? No one can predict the short term, but over the long term, the volatility is there, the movement's there. And we found that Bitcoin gives us enough that we don't need to play around on too many alternative coins either.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've noticed a couple people in the chat ask what is the return on average that the algorithm produces.
Yeah, so we don't like to guarantee anything because the market will give us what it wants to give us, but we have a targeted return if we're trading futures of around 3%. That's our target. We can also trade the spot market, but because of fees, sometimes it's a little bit less. But the counterintuitive thing is that when the market actually corrects is when we actually have our bigger months. So if we have a big sell-off, we can outperform our target. And sometimes if the market's going straight up, we actually might underperform because we're actually quite a defensive strategy. And to add to that, if you're using like a unified trading account or a multi-commodities account, which are on Binance and Bybit, you can actually use Bitcoin as collateral to trade with, which essentially means that you can use place your Bitcoin on that exchange and actually earn from it, which is really, really cool. It's a really cool thing that we've been able to do with those exchanges because it's almost like putting your Bitcoin to work. Most people are in a position where it's like they're either going to sell their Bitcoin or they're going to have to borrow against it, right? There's not many other options. Well, Minotaur comes in as a tool where if you're wanting to go down that path, we can use it as trading collateral and actually generate some income from it, which is actually really fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm understanding you correctly, what you're saying is, that people that are coming in that want to use the Minotaur trading system need to look at it at least as a somewhat long-term game, right? Like if they're coming in and looking at it on a 1 month or 2 month, period of time, anything can happen. But if they stay in the market and they stay using the software for 6 months, a year, 2 years, it's pretty much inevitable that they're going to see, some nice upside.
Absolutely. Like, again, I've chased high returns. We've chased aggressive returns. I did that last cycle. And what happened was everything got stuck at the top. Like if you're not playing a defensive strategy, the risk of getting caught off guard and losing everything is extremely high. And I always like to say that 100% of nothing is still nothing, right? So I'd prefer to make 3% predictably every single month than try to chase 100% and end up with nothing at the end of the day. So we have that philosophy in mind. Now, that does tend to lead to working with clients that have at least 5 figures or more. If you've only got a couple of $100 or a couple of $1,000, this system's probably going to be a little bit too conservative. But we're honest about that. It tends to work really well with people who have a little bit bigger accounts because they seem to, the returns that we're generating are more impactful when you have a larger account. We don't like to make things more aggressive just because someone has less money. That's not the right philosophy to have. The philosophy should always be to be running the safest strategy possible, no matter what size fund you're using. But that takes a lot of convincing too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things I really enjoyed when Sebastian and I walked through my setup. He asked me, hey, do you want to, be super cautious. Do you want to be safe? Do you want medium risk? Or, we can set this up to your tolerance, but in the end, I've always I think you guys are the experts. So I really, told him how much money I was willing to put into the bot and really asked him for his advice, and then just took it. I set everything up with the parameters that Sebastian recommended, because I figure you guys are doing this all day long, every day. I don't want to try to be the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, correct. But look, at the same time, we've got some real, we call them mavericks, right? They, we build this safe 747, Boeing 747, it's just cruising in first class. But some people, they want to get their hands on, they want to jump in the fighter jet. And the algorithm is customizable enough so people can pull on those levers to make it go faster and to get more action. So we're actually proud of the fact that it's fully customizable. But from an out of the box, when we're onboarding new clients, we like to make things just as safe as possible, because again, I don't want people to be in the position that I was in, 3-4 years ago, with a strategy that ended up getting stuck and ended up having to realize some huge losses. So, the system is designed to be able to absorb those kind of big changes in the market.
So I love that. For people like me that are happy to kind of let you guys set it up and just let it run, I can be happy. But for more experienced traders, maybe somebody that's got 5 or 10 years of trading experience, if they want to, they can kind of go in and change the parameters a little bit and design the algorithm to work a little bit more in the way that they want it to. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. It's like a tool, right? We've built the tool and it's got certain settings that you can put it on, and you can adjust those settings depending on your understanding of the market in order to get you the results that you think you can under those conditions. So it's very flexible like that. And we have we actually have it's called the trading desk, and Marcus Holloman runs that. He's our chief strategist. And, these guys are doing wild things with the algorithm. We focus on Bitcoin mostly, but there are people that are applying it to Ethereum, Doge, Solana. Wow. People get really creative with it. But again, the out of the box thing is that we pitch is that, we like to trade Bitcoin as safely as possible, because at the end of the day, that's the one thing that's proven to have the long-term trajectory that I guess we're all here because we all believe in.
Okay, cool. So I had a couple of friends of mine that I've been sharing this with over the last month. One of their main concerns, and they asked me to ask you this question, is how do you feel like the bot will perform if we end up in a bear market? So, people have a different opinion on where we're at in the cycle. Some people think that by the end of 2025, we're going to be back into a bear market like we were in, 22, 23. Yep. And their question is, if the market were to go back to like it was in 22 and 23, do you feel like your trading algorithm is still going to be profitable?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we do is we work with, I don't know if you know Giovanni Santastasi. He's sort of uncovered the power law model, and the power law trajectory everyone has probably seen on a log chart is that straight line through Bitcoin's price action, right? Have you ever seen that before? But what that also is the power law support. Now, every time that we've had a bear market, we've kind of bounced off this support. So it's a statistical trading range that's never been breached. Now, our algorithm will be able to execute safety orders all the way down to that support level. So right now, that support level is sitting around 42K. Now, that means that we could crash in a straight line from the price where we are right now down to 42K, and the bot will just it will just completely soak that up, right? Now, if the price has rallies as it goes down, which is part of the wick-off cycle, right? We can actually walk the price all the way down to zero. Wow. So correct. So the algorithm will walk the price down to zero, and it can walk it all the way back up to 1 million. It's designed to do that. That's the beauty of it. And that's the main thing that we try to fix with our experience. We're having these grid bots, right? They call them dumb bots. So we actually use the math that we're getting by working directly with Giovanni, which is helping us program the algorithm to be able to absorb all the way into these bear markets and then back up through the bull markets. And actually what's counterintuitive is we're more profitable during the bear market because we have more volume to deploy because the market is going down. that's what's so counterintuitive about this. So yeah, so the answer is it's going to perform just fine.
Right. So not to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Somewhat unrelated, in your opinion, do you kind of think that the next couple of months is when we're going to see the top? Or are you one of those people that's kind of in the corner of maybe an extended season that extends into, the first or second quarter of 2026?
So it's a good question. I think there's every possibility of an extension. I think the window is November to kind of February, if you'd make me be as specific as possible. I don't think we're at a top right now. We've got a team behind us, and we're not seeing any kind of top signals at all. So I think there's room to go. I think that the targets are starting to come down. We used to hear 250, 200. I feel like those are sliding off the table. We're starting to see now 160, 140. Okay. Personally, it doesn't really matter what happens. I just like the volatility because the algorithm is just going to take advantage of everything. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I think there might be I think there's more gas left, but I think if it has that next leg up, whether that's in November, December, January, February, I think at that point we might go into correction territory, which is exciting for us.
Absolutely. I love that. I think that's a great answer. On a side note, I know you don't have a crystal ball. This isn't financial advice, but do you ever think over these between November and February that we're going to ever see an altcoin season?
Yeah, alts is a hard one. I kind of turned my back on alts last cycle. And I've just been focusing on Bitcoin, just hyper focusing on this so I can build this product and this system. So I've largely ignored it. I think we're going to have, I think there's some of the layer ones, some of the, kind of the OG tokens will have a rotation into. I think there's, the meme coin thing that happened, I think maybe that's run its course already. I'm not sure. I think there will definitely be some kind of alt season. I don't think it's going to be like it has been in the past. I think we're running out of steam on that front.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I'll never forget. I had a mentor back in 2016, early 2017 that got me involved in crypto. He was somebody that I had worked in other businesses with. And I didn't pull it up for this stream, and it would take too long now, but he sent me an email way back in 2017, basically telling me that, altcoins were good. They were awesome, but he's like, I can't promise you, Brad, that you won't make more money if you just stick to Ethereum and Bitcoin. And looking back over this last 8-9 years, I think there's some possibility that if I would have just put 100% of all of my investment funds into Bitcoin, I may have made more money than all the altcoins and the ICOs and the private sales, everything I've done. I've had some really big hits, but I've also had a lot of money that turned into zero. And then, in the last cycle, I was one of the ones that I didn't round trip my whole portfolio. But I probably round tripped 75% of all of the gains that I made in 2021, back down in 22 and 23, and had a pretty tough couple of years because of it. So that's the other thing that I love about the trading system that you guys use, especially as you mentioned, I'm using Blowfin. And so my trading bot is set up on a USDT Bitcoin trading pair. Yeah. But if you're on Bybit and some other exchanges, you can actually do a Bitcoin trading pair, right? Where the bot is actually increasing the Bitcoin you have.
Yeah, let me tell you something wild. So if you do that, if you use Bitcoin as collateral and then use our tool, our trading system on top of that as an inverse to generate you more Bitcoin, it actually gives you 2017 returns. So it's like going back in time and buying Bitcoin in 2017. That's what adding 2 to 3% a month in trading profits to Bitcoin's trajectory can actually do. So we ran the numbers on that, and it actually brings us back to 2017 levels, which is pretty crazy. I'm of a strong belief that I agree with you completely, Brad, that if we just focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum, pretty much that's all you needed to have done, right? But those returns are diminishing as well. And we need to start looking at ways to be more creative if we want to get more significant returns, right? If you want to build that Bitcoin stack, you're going to need a tool to help you, because you just can't work a day job and buy Bitcoin faster than the price it's going up, right? It's just not going to happen. So this is a tool that helps you accumulate Bitcoin in a much faster way than you would have just by saving and buying. So it's an automated way to help people increase their Bitcoin. That's what we're all here to do, right? We're all here to increase our Bitcoin position, and we can really help you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and switch views here real quick and pop over. This is the trading view chart I believe you have pulled up. And this is kind of, well, I'll let you explain to the viewers what this actually shows. But I was a little bit worried myself when we had, this big retracement and stuff today. Like, how much money did I lose? But you were right. Like, I didn't lose anything. And in a lot of ways, the algorithm made some really nice purchases. So if you can kind of share with the community why these retracements are actually a good thing when it comes to the Minotaur trading algorithm.
Yeah, so I'll show you a really cool a really cool example. So you can see how we're kind of eating up this price action. So, all right, let's just start here. So if the market does what you want it to do, which is slowly corrects and goes up, slowly corrects, goes up, this is really easy to make money, right? You can just see we enter here, we enter another trade, and we take a profit. We enter, take another trade, take profit, and so on and so forth. But as you can see, we're the opportunity is just to enter one position and then take profit. But what happens when the market goes against that initial position is we have these safety orders. And what they're particularly good at doing, our algorithm is particularly good at finding these local bottoms. As you can see, these three trades are pretty outstanding. And you can see the times of them. So, 6:30, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., 1 a.m. No human could have sat there and made these trades. And you can see how quickly they get away from you as well. And what we're doing is we're slowly increasing the position size in a way that brings down the average price. So if you can see the entry here was at 116, we can actually take profit now at 114 because our average buying price is now 112. So what's really cool about that is we're able to make money as the market goes down. I'm going to show you an example of it, which is just here, and how we're able to walk the price down, because we've got a really good example of it here. All right, you can see we took profit here. We waited. We entered at 117, and then we took profit at 116. And now you can see we took profit down here at 111, and now we've taken another trade here at 111. So you can clearly see how we're able to walk the price down as the market is dropping to lower levels, and we're able to generate returns while doing that. It's really beautifully illustrated here. You can see it right in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And something else that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration is that when they leave the trading bot going for a longer period of time, they're actually getting a compounding effect, if I understand correctly. So say they started with, $100,000 and then, made 3% that month, they'd have 103,000, and then, and so on and so forth. But as the amount in the account grows, isn't it also true that then the trading bot will start taking slightly larger positions as it makes its buys? So you're compounding?
Yeah, remember when we spoke about the algorithm being like a Swiss Army knife? That's one of the features that people can enable if they want to do auto compounding. That's possible as well, which is really cool. A lot of other people, they like to let that savings kind of build up in USDT, and then they like to DCA into Bitcoin when they get the opportunity. So it's flexible enough for people to do whatever they want. It's all the options are there in the algorithm for them to take advantage of that.
Beautiful. So if somebody had 100,000 in the trading account, the trading bot traded it up to 103,000, they can actually withdraw that 3,000, use it for life, use it to buy Bitcoin spot or whatever they want to do, and still have the 100,000 in the account to continue trading with.
That's absolutely right, which is really cool, right? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, absolutely. In my mind, I'm thinking I would just love to let it run all the way through until, the next halving and into like 28 or, into 29, and really give it an opportunity to, create some amazing gains. But I could certainly see where if somebody wanted to use it as more of a passive income generating tool, that they can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about this is that it's all happening inside your exchange, right? We're trading the market. You can see every trade. You can see there's full transparency on how everything's going on. You can see everything being executed. It's fully in your control, and it is a real passive income generating machine. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing I was going to add is that I know we spoke about this, but one of the links that you have is that we actually do, we've only got so much time to show these demos, but we do free one-on-one consultation calls with anyone interested in joining the system.
Okay.
So I know if you've probably got a link somewhere below the video, somewhere showing, but if anyone wants, they can just follow that link, watch some videos, and book a call, and we're happy to do like a full comprehensive demo to see, if this system is right for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The link to book that free call is in the description. I also just posted it right here. That should be a hyperlink, folks. So yeah, absolutely. Don't hesitate to go book your free call. Watch the videos. If we pull, we can see here, this link here will take you and you can watch this video and book a call. But also, guys, take a look at some of the other people that are using this, this algorithm. I know a lot of my community is familiar with Sam Price because I've been on his channel. He's been on mine. Sam has been using Minotaur Trading Bot for what, over a year now?
Over a year, yeah. And he just said the other day he's increased. He's been very patient, and he's just been sweeping the profits into Bitcoin. I think he's accumulated, he's turned 1 Bitcoin into 1.35 Bitcoin in around that year. Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. 35% gain in Bitcoin. And then imagine, when Bitcoin is 300, 500,000, a million, 2 million, 5 million. I mean, over the course, if people are playing the long game, it's just kind of unbelievable what something like this, working in the background while they're out having fun out at the beach, doing whatever they want to do, living life can accomplish.
Well, we like to say it's like mining with software, right? Without any of the overheads of mining.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really very much appreciate you coming on to the show today. I know that you're going to be back here in no time. And guys, I'm going to be doing a lot more content on the Minotaur Trading Bot and the system, exactly how it's working for me. So definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed today's show. Subscribe to the channel if today was the first time you've been here on Infinite Crypto. And we definitely look forward to, seeing you book your calls. I'm looking forward to. In fact, I'll make a special offer to those of you that are watching the video today. The first 5 of you that go book your call with Costas and his team, they'll get back to me that you came in through my link. I will send you $100 in USDT. The first 5 of you that book a call, no obligation. You don't have to buy the trading system. Just listen to what they have to say and see if it would be a good fit for you. And, whether it is or isn't, they'll get back to me, and I'll shoot the first 5 of you that book a call $100 in USDC. And on that, I don't know if you noticed or not, Costas, but I'm also giving away $100 in USDC tonight. So if you're ready, let's do that. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Awesome. Give me 1 second here to pull up my StreamYard giveaway tool. Wrong one, Brad. Let me do this again here. And we're going to choose this live stream, and we are going to use all right, let's pop back over here and get rolling, guys. So while you guys are hitting hashtag book a call, that is what you are going to type into the chat right now in order to qualify for the giveaway. We're going to go ahead and give $50 in USDC to 2 people tonight. And while you guys start typing in the hash book a call, let me go over the rules with you real fast. So you do have to be present in order to win. So once you get picked, if you do, definitely let us know in the chat that you are still here. And once you do that, I'm going to click on your name. So Vegas Visuals, you are not a winner. I'm just using you as an example, but I'm going to click on your name, and then I'm going to click on go to channel. That will pull up your YouTube bio, and I can see this person's been around. I've done some giveaways through weeks before, so they have been on my channel. So you're going to go to your YouTube bio here, and you're going to give me a Ethereum-based private wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, something like that. I'm going to send USDC on the Ethereum network. So just go in and change this anytime after you've been drawn as a winner. I leave these up so that people don't try to scam me, Costas. You'd be amazed. I've had like 3 different people clone an account real quick and try to act like they were Vegas Visuals or something, along those lines. The way that I avoid people trying to scam me, that's why I click here and get the profile brought up. So with that, everybody's had a little bit of time to do some hashtag book a call. So let's go ahead and see who our lucky winners are going to be today. CN, congratulations on $50. Let us know that you are here in the chat, please. And we will draw another winner. Ghostface Caspa. That's a new name I don't recognize before. Ghostface Caspa. Congratulations. And let's go back over here to the YouTube channel and pull up their account. So we're looking for Cian. There they are. And we'll go to your channel, pull that up here so I have your information. Go ahead and change that here into your MetaMask wallet address or whatever address you want me to send the USDC to. And then we are looking for Ghostface. Ghostface, are you here? If we don't see Ghostface here in the next minute, 30 seconds, we're going to go ahead and draw another winner. How could you? Cian says he finally won. Really? You've been around a while, huh? Ghostface, there we go. Ghostface Caspa. There is your channel. All right, guys, I've got you both locked in. Just go ahead and put your EVM ERC20 wallet address in there, and I will get the funds sent out. With that, Costas, anything else that you would like to say before we head out for the night?
No, thank you for letting us get on the show, and I look forward to talking to your community and anyone you send our way, for sure.
Man, I look forward to it. I know I've got a handful of people that I've been talking to in the background that are just my personal friends and family that are getting, that are going to be excited to book a call and hopefully move forward. I'm very, very happy that I did. It's an exciting time in crypto. And once again, like I said, it's just amazing to be able, like last weekend, I went to Vegas for my wife's birthday. I was gone for 4 days. And the trading algorithm was doing trades all weekend long while I was gone. And I just love the fact that I don't have to think about it. I don't have to look at the charts. It does all the work for me.
Yeah, fantastic. That's what its job is. That's what it does.
Absolutely. All right, awesome. Everybody. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.